In the cold light of day, what went wrong for the Rotherham game?
Well, we probably took our sort of feet off the gas. Everything we spoke about was to go for the third goal. We actually started quite well second half, and we had half opportunities and broke well, but just didn't hammer it home. And then when we conceded the first goal from a disappointing source, we couldn't recover from there, and that's been symptomatic of previous things. And then obviously when I took over, that was a problem, and we thought we'd eradicated it, but look, it's the first time that's happened since Shrewsbury, so that's disappointing.
You started with four, I would argue, central defenders across the back. Was that due to the fact you just did not have any fullbacks, or was that
because we did not have any fullbacks fit? Morris Bauer was on the bench, but he hadn't trained all week. He hadn't been fit. Rolled his ankle, so we had to put him on the bench because he was the only other fit defender we had. Never in my career have I played four centre halves, and I hope I don't have to do it again. But saying that, I don't think that detracted from anything, because one of them did put in a wonderful cross for us to score, so we can't point that way. And ironically, we conceded from two set plays with four centre halves on the pitch. So I don't think it detracted from any of our performance in any way. I like to be very fluent in how we play. Personnel doesn't allow me to do that every week, but look, we are a work in progress, and we know that.
A lot of Stoke supporters almost forgot to notice that we did actually get a point, and that point was probably won, if you'd like, by that world-class goalkeeper and those fantastic saves. Are we going to be able to keep hold of him over the summer?
I hope so. Look, any good players is going to have interest for, but look, that's something I can't second guess. Jack's a big part of what we want to do here. I speak regularly with him. I've got a very good relationship with Jack, and look, we're not happy with the point. That's the thing. Stoke fans made their point, is saying, but we have to look at that, because in early processes, when you're trying to change things and develop things and trying to grow, you have certain setbacks, you have certain tests that you have to come through. It's how you come through those. And as I said, there'll be a day when those kind of feelings won't be evident, and I look forward to those days, because I remember the time when I had to change those kind of things in my old club.
As you say, the reaction at the end of the game was not good, and if you heard some of the people phoning up the radio stations, they were not pleased. But it's not a majority. I think a majority are behind what you're trying to do, but there is a large minority who are sort of saying things aren't that much better since Gary Rowe. Do you think you're going to be able to win their hearts between now and August, or will it really be a matter of hitting the floor running in August? That's really what's going to change their opinions.
Whether we win their hearts now till August it's not really a huge thing. It's next season that we have to now concentrate on, and some things you have to put in place. And I honestly don't see there being a huge difference in terms of results from the previous manager or from before. But then there has to be a common denominator somewhere along the line with that. We can keep changing managers if you wanted to, or you can get to a root of a problem and solve it then. Now, we're going to do certain things in the summer that we hope resolve things we have here, and then hit the ground running. That's the reason why work started in January and not in June, because in June wouldn't have had the hindsight of being able to evaluate everything. But what I'm saying is, to those who are now a little bit negative or a little bit sort of pessimistic, just wait and see. And as I said when we first come in, those who buy into it early and see the process and see stuff will be proud of their part in it. Those who jump on board when we're doing well, you have your own feelings.
I was going to say, even those who have jumped on board will be a little bit negative and a little bit pessimistic about the game you're going to be playing on Good Friday. You're up against Tony Pulis. For some reason, his sides always seem to beat Stoke City. You know, how on earth are you going to break down a side who are pushing for a playoff position, managed by a manager who is determined to get a result against Stoke City?
Well, ironically, we've been better against the stronger sides of the league, so maybe they'll be motivated themselves to do well. But it's another game. It's another tough game. You know, Rotherham is a tough game. They're fighting for their lives there, and there's no giving in that. You know, we did better against Blackburn than we did against Rotherham, and Blackburn away from home, and Blackburn were in a better position than Rotherham are. So it's like each game's on his merits, and Tony's done fantastic work for this football club. I would expect that he gets well mentioned in everything, because he's done a fantastic job, and it'll be a difficult game. But anytime you come into the Championship, it's a difficult game. Anytime you come against any Tony Pulis team, it's a difficult game. And then obviously, if is there any added motivation from either part, then yeah, it'll be even more difficult.
One of the things that people forgot about the Rotherham game was we scored 2 goals, and not just 2 goals, 2 great goals actually. As you said, Ashley Williams put in a fantastic cross, and folks finished brilliantly and all this sort of thing. But moving forward, are we actually going to see more goals, for Stoke City? But because it does seem like Stoke are turning into the sort of side that are going to try and squeak 1 goal here and 1 goal there. Are we actually going to see a striker getting 20 goals a season?
How do you say that they're turning into the side that's going to squeak 1 goal? How do you see that? How do you reach that conclusion?
I think a lot of the games, we've had a lot of 0-0 draws up until now. We haven't scored 3 goals in a game for over a year. I think it's almost 18 months, in fact, now. And
so that's been a problem before I come. So they haven't turned into it. 18 months ago, that's been a problem. So it's been a problem for 18 months. So they haven't suddenly turned into a side that's just squeaking 1 goal little things.
Yeah, I'm not implying.
No. But if I was doing something for 18 months, then I'm not suddenly turning into that thing. I've been it for 18 months. So what we're having to do is to change. So turn from a side that squeaks 1-0 wins to a side that's free flowing and scoring. So maybe you'll have a look at that.
Do you need more strikers, some real sort of go-getting centre forwards to do that, as well as Sam Vokes and Afobe?
No, we need time to change the environment. We need time to change the direction of everything. Because at the minute, they've not been used to winning games. For 18 months, as you say, they've not been used to winning games. So I am not Merlin. I'm not Harry Potter, that I can come and just wave one magic wand. What we do is we're changing processes here. We're having to change an environment. We're having to change perception. We're having to change so much. And that won't happen overnight. Now, if they wanted someone to come in and just change the results and get better results without changing the environment, without changing the direction of the football club, how we recruit, how we do stuff, how we train, how we look to play, then they could have gone for probably a more tried and trusted manager, but they didn't, because they believe in a process that we will get where we want to be. Now, we scored 2 goals, and we're not at any point a defensive side, because we work tirelessly on being free-flowing, on being very creative and structurally very good. I can only do so much. Now, the onus will be on players. The onus will be on recruiting certain things for philosophy. The onus will be developing further those who are in the building. But we haven't suddenly become a team that's trying to nick 1-0 wins. We haven't. Because in those ones, we hit the post twice. We've created chances. We've missed penalty after penalty after penalty. Have we missed any penalties before I got here? So it's a process that's already in place that I am trying to change. So we're not turning into anything negative. And we are trying to change the perception of it.
Do you feel, finally, that you've got the power, the resources, the space to actually make those changes, to actually get the club pointing in the right direction then?
If I didn't, I'd have stayed at my other club, got promoted with them, had a wonderful CV, and been looking forward to playing Stoke next year. So I did. So I believed it. I still believe it. Got a great relationship with the owners, and it will. But things take time. We're building a house here. If someone goes in and literally lays the foundations down and expect it to be waterproof within day 1, 2, 3 or 4, it takes time to build a house. It takes time to build something. You need that time, and we're going to get that time.